Safety Month. And since we can't come visit you in person in the schools, we decided to make a video for you to go over some fire safety tips. I'm here today with my good friend, the Fire Pup. And we're socially distanced, and I want to remind you to socially distance when you're around others, and when you go out of the home, wear a mask. Students, I wanted to make sure that you know how to contact the fire department if you have an emergency at your home and need a fire truck. But you also may need an ambulance or a police car. So when there's an emergency at home, you call for help by dialing 911 on your phone. Now remember to always tell the person on the other end of the phone on 911 what you need for help. Do you need a police car, a fire truck, or an ambulance? Then try to learn the address from where you're calling. I'd like to go over some examples with you of when to call 911 for help and when not to call 911 for help. So I'm going to get Fire Pup to help me here. Now, do you think you would call 911 if you see flames in your house? Yeah, if we see fire in our house, definitely call 911 and get a fire truck to come and help you. What about if you see smoke but no fire? Yes, we would call 911 for that. How about if I kicked my ball into the neighbor's yard and couldn't get it? No, we don't call 911 for that. What about if I wanted to order a pizza? No. Sadly, some people do call 911 for that, but they shouldn't. How about if there's a strange person trying to get into my house? Yeah, we might need a police officer, and we get a police officer by dialing 911. How about if my grandmother's sick? Yeah, you might need an ambulance for that, so we call 911 to get an ambulance to come help her. Remember, at home, is if you see matches or lighters, we don't want to touch those things because you could get hurt or burned. So if you see matches or lighters laying around your home, ask an adult to pick those up for you and put them away safely, but do not touch them. Students, I have another friend here with me today that I want to introduce to you, and this is Firefighter Morton. And he's just a regular guy. He's kind of goofy looking, but he's a nice guy, and he's a helper. He's here to help you if you have an emergency at home. And if you have an emergency where there's smoke or fire, and he comes to help you, he may look a little different than this. He may seem a little scary, but we don't want you to be scared of him because remember, he's here to help. He's just wearing a costume. And we'll show you what this costume is. This is our fire, what we call personal protective equipment. And it's a suit that's designed to protect us from smoke and heat. But it's really similar to what you wear to school every day, and I'll explain. When we go into a building that has smoke or heat in it, we can't have any exposed skin. So we want to make sure everything's covered. Just like when you go out on a cold day, you might wear a toboggan or a hood. So Firefighter Morton also has a hood to wear. Now, when you get dressed in the mornings to go to school, you probably put your pants on and then put your shoes on. The firefighters have to get dressed quickly, so we put our feet in our shoes first and then pull our pants up. So he is wearing rubber boots to protect him from water and sharp objects that might be on the floor, and he has these pants on. They're kind of like snow bibs or something you would wear out on a cold day. Now, he has a heavy jacket, just like a heavy winter coat that he will put on to help protect him. Now he's starting to look really different from what he looked like before, but he's still the same old Firefighter Morton, but he's dressed up in his costume to go to work. So, nothing to be scared of. Now, you wear a backpack to school. When we go to work, we have a backpack as well. What do you carry in your backpack? You carry school supplies, paper, pencils, snacks, things like that. We take our breaths in with us, our breathing air, because we can't breathe in smoky environments. So this has our breath in it. And he'll put this backpack on, just like you put yours on to go to school. Now, fire pup, what do you see wrong? Is he ready to go into a fire? No, why not? A helmet, gloves, and a mask, okay. So he'll need his hat and his gloves and this mask. He can see through this mask and it just helps him breathe. And when he turns his backpack on to get his breath, it sounds really funny. Don't be scared of it though, because he's here to help. Now he's starting to look very, very different. But remember, he is still just a person in a suit. He's Firefighter Morton. He's a helper, here to help you if you have an emergency. What else does he need? A hat? This helmet's hard. And it has a light on it. And it helps us to crawl through a smoky environment so we don't bump our head. And it helps us see. Now, what's left? Gloves. We need gloves. Just like you wear gloves on a cold day, maybe to go play in the snow, Firefighter Morton will put on his gloves. But now, he doesn't look anything like himself, does he? But he's still just a person in a suit. And he will talk to you.
Hey kids, how are you doing today?
So he sounds much, much different, but he's here to help you. Students, have you ever seen a smoke detector in your home? This is what one looks like. And it has a special nose right here that sniffs smoke. And when it smells smoke, it will alert you that there's danger. And this is what one sounds like. You know what to do if you hear that sound at home? What you want to do when you hear a smoke detector go off is you want to leave and go outside. So it's important to practice an escape plan in your home with your parents. So when you hear the smoke detector, we want to know 2 ways out of every room. Here we have a door, and here we have another door. We have 2 ways out of this room. So if we hear the smoke detector go off, we will exit in a nice, calm, slow manner and go outside to our meeting place. Other good friend, Firefighter Franklin. And he's going to talk to you about how to open a door if you hear a smoke detector.
Hey kids, when you come to it, after you hear the smoke alarm go off and you decide to get out and you find your 2 ways out, when you come to a door, if it's closed, you're going to take the back of your hand and you're going to feel it. And if it's warm, you don't want to go out that way. But if you feel it and it's cool, you're going to go ahead and open it and you're going to stay low.
Let's practice exiting a smoky room. Feel the door. If it's cool, we can open it. Students, thanks for listening to us today. We hope that you learned something and you can stay safe out there. Have a happy Halloween from Fire Pup and all the firefighters at Bristol, Virginia.